We're going to talk about the gentle parenting trend. A lot of millennial parents identify as gentle parents because they're pushing back on the dominant parenting trends that they experienced in their childhoods. And I think that it has slid into such an extreme that there are parents who now brag about not disciplining their children for anything at all, including this one controversial TikTok mom who made a viral video about how the only rule in her household is that there are no rules.
Sounds like the intro to like a teen TV show back in the 90s.
I mean, it reminds me actually of Amy Poehler in Mean Girls, who says to the girls, "I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. And you can drink as long as it's under my roof."
Well, yeah, you give them the car keys and you're fine.
But in this example, she has younger kids, and she creates this this video, deep cleaning my house while I tell you our house rules. Let's take a look.
All right, here we go.
Deep clean my daughter's room with me while I tell you about our house rules. Because
Okay, I'm sorry, but
Already hate it.
this voice is just...
We're bigoted against British people.
Yep.
if my cleaning's controversial, then my house rules probably are as well.
I swear you can survive this, Brett.
Number one, you don't have to tidy. I will do that. I don't mind. I'll put your clothes away. I'll wash your clothes. That's my job. I'm your mum. I'm gonna mother you. Let me smother you. So also, if you don't like it, don't eat it. I will happily cook 4 different meals for 4 different people. I don't mind. I have girl dinner every night. I barely eat. I forget to eat. So if you guys want to go get snacks, go get as many snacks as you want. Snacks are unlimited. So you don't have any rules. You can go in the cupboards, in the fridge, whenever you want. Screen time, unlimited.
This is like some devious evil trap to try and get like kids to come hang out at her house, isn't it? This is like
There might be something sinister.
there's
beneath
like
the
she's
surface.
probably, if this was a movie, she would be an evil witch who's sacrificing kids for some blood oath that she's using, and she's actually
Okay. I think what she's admitted to is bad enough.
Have as much screen time as you want. Bedtimes, we don't have them. Half of the kids sleep with me. 4 in the bed and the little one said roll
okay. I was right. This is evil.
over. I don't mind. What else? You can live with me forever. You don't have to eat what's on your plate. You don't have to clean and tidy. You can go on your phone whenever you want. Get as many snacks as you like. I can't think of any more. Bedtimes, we don't have those. Like, we're a very lenient house. If you want to swear, swear. I say shit, you can say shit. But when we're out and about in the general public, please don't do that. They know that. They wouldn't swear in front of Nanny. That's not okay. But the rules we have in the
So
house,
she has one rule: don't swear in public. That's literally the
That's
only
literally
one.
the only one.
non-existent.
The rules are
Come on, deep
non-existent.
Yep. You know who this reminds me of? I don't know if you guys knew people like this, but I have met a couple of girls my age who called their parents by their first names. Like, they used to be like,
Greg.
like, oh, Linda will be fine with that. Like, what? Is
Her
that
name is not Linda. Her name to you is Mom.
Linda is your mom, and you just go around the house calling her by her first name as if you are equals and you are a child. I mean, did you know people like that?
I did.
People
It
who
was
call
weird.
their parents their first names is just wild.
I did know a kid who was the absolute like stereotypical meme of the kid who just yelled at his mom, like who was just awful to his
Please
mother.
do your best impression.
I can't. It's just like,
With you around, of course.
yeah, with me around. She's like, bring him hot pockets. Like, leave us alone, Mom. God, fuck. Like, and I'm just over here like,
Yeah.
like, where were you raised in a barn?
Well, I mean, so how did his mom respond
was-
to that?
Literally would just ignore it and like, it was basically South Park. It was basically Cartman.
Did he call his mom names?
Or
Or did it stop?
it was
at
no,
the
it was
swearing?
like it was just swearing and yelling and
It was always the stereotype that like white kids are like allowed to call their mom a bitch.
yeah, because they know that their mom's not
They're not gonna get whooped.
Whop 'em.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I think a lot of millennials think if I parent my kids this way, if I'm a gentle parent, that means they're gonna like me. They're going to treat me like an equal, like a friend. And what ends up happening is the opposite. They end up being little shits like the friend that you had.
Yep.
Not
They
only
take that power. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
And you don't want to treat, or you don't want to teach boys that's how women respond either.
That's true.
Because if you're a young man and you think, oh, just do everything she says and everything that she wants and never have banter, never make fun of her, it's like that won't work at all. They're gonna hate you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't do the give them whatever they want thing
And to be
allow
fair,
them to berate you and you can't do that. That doesn't work.
his dad wasn't around, so it was kind of worse even than
Oh.
there was no male
Yep.
influence in the home
Yeah.
to.
I mean, I don't see a
to-
male influence in the home.
if I had spoken
here.
to my mom like that, not acceptable.
Of course not.
Not acceptable
When
in
I
the household.
scoured this woman's TikTok page, I didn't see any sign of a husband or father for the children,
Shocker.
unless he's just conspicuously left out of her content, which, I don't know, her including all of her kids in the content makes me think that's not the case. Here were some of the comments. No food rules equals healthy relationship with food. Good on you. So just letting your kids eat whatever they want whenever they want is supposed to give them a healthy relationship with food and not make them morbidly obese?
No, the hope would be like at one point in your childhood, usually the first time your parents let you stay home alone and they go out for the night and then you overeat snacks and then you have an upset stomach. Hopefully that straightens you out because your parents have guided you. They're not going to let you eat whatever you want at whatever time. And then the first sign of freedom, you misbehave and it backfires on you, and hopefully that helps because if the parents are just letting you eat whatever you want, that's a problem.
Well, this is also the product of the so-called Almond Moms. Have you heard that term?
I think you've mentioned it before.
These are usually, I think, boomer or Gen X moms who introduced really restrictive rules about food in their households, where they kind of projected their own issues about their bodies or food onto their kids and then trained them to have a bad mentality about it.
None of the kids I grew up with dentists for parents regret it to this day. I guarantee you that.
They're called Almond Moms because they're the type of mom who's like, they have a snack and it's like 3 almonds. They eat one really slow. It's inspired by Bella Hadid's mom, Yolanda. She
well, no parenting trend should be influenced by the Hadids.
so she eats one almond. She's like, oh, I'm so full. Another comment said, I grew up with these kind of rules and I'm currently overweight, struggle to keep my house clean, am lazy, and sometimes without realizing it, expect things to be done for me. So you're going to create lazy, entitled, and generally dysfunctional people if you raise them without any structure. That should be obvious.
Yeah.
I looked further into this woman's page. She also makes rage bait videos about the exorbitant amount of money she receives from the UK welfare system, including videos that are captioned, POV, Universal Credits pays you £3,000 a month to live this life.
Please tell me
And-
she's at least showing the food rather than it showing her, proving that women don't understand POV.
She's showing her kids and the places they go and all the great things they get to do.
At least she
with free
understands.
money from the taxpayers.
I mentioned this to Phil the other day. They're doing EBT dances at grocery stores.
Unreal. I
Yup.
saw one. I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
A whole family.
You're paying for
And
that.
they're like, when the $3,000 hits the bank account, and I'm like, $3,000.
The same influencer also made a video that was like, here's a house tour of my council house. And we're not British, so we don't know the meaning of these terms. But basically, it just means it's publicly provided housing from the government. The rent is paid for by either the welfare payments that you're receiving or just directly from taxpayer funds. So indirectly or directly, it's being paid for by everybody else in society for people like this to have a side hustle on TikTok where they enrage people with their bad parenting
It's perfect
styles.
synergy.
Yeah.
It's perfect
Synergy if I ever saw it.
It's perfect. They should be working middle management for a Fortune 500 company.
This is insane. So many of her comments are actually praising her, though. Like, one of them said, why do my kids love me and tell me everything? They're implying that by raising them without structure, her kids are going to appreciate her more than if she actually raise them with discipline and control.
No, and the thing about raising your kids with discipline and structure is that it means more when they don't want to tell you but trust you enough to do so. That's different than them just telling you whatever because they don't believe that you're going to do anything to punish them or hold them responsible.
Like another one said, why do my kids come to visit me all the time? They're making fun of the types of parents who wonder later in life why they have bad or non-existent relationships with their adult children. And they tend to blame those parents for the situation they ended up in by, saying, oh, well, it's because you made your kids have a bedtime.
Unreal.
Or it's because you made your kids eat the dinner that you provided for them instead of catering to them like a 5-star restaurant. So you deserve to be put in a nursing home and never see your kids again.
I literally yesterday had I just had a thought about the concept, like life was better when you said something to your parents about something not being fair and they're like, you know what? The world's not fair. Life's not fair.
Ugh.
And society was better when that was treated as an unfortunate but pragmatic truth of the world rather than something that we rail against as if we can somehow bring about fairness to everyone, which is not possible.
Here's another one. As a therapist who works with kids, your home sounds like such a safe space. They are loved and accepted and have room to make their own choices. I love this. Another one said, can you adopt me? I love the sound of these house rules. And then they say, if you raise your kids with rules, they're going to be sneaky and keep secrets from you. Okay. If you keep your child prisoner like Rapunzel, okay, yeah, I'll buy that. They might sneak out. But giving them a bedtime, not giving them unlimited screen time, which is going to fry their brain for the rest of their lives with irreparable consequences, I promise they will be thankful later on that you set those boundaries. And even if they're not, you'll still know that you did the right thing and that should be good enough.
Yep.
There's just no concept of like what it takes to sacrifice for the people that you created and brought into this world. Like it's all about you and wanting them to like you.
Yeah.
Like you're having kids so that you can have a personal fan club on this planet.
Not the point of it.
That is not the point.
Nope.
The point is not for them to like you. That's actually one of the best things, it sounds like, from, watching your kids grow up is that you can, and I've experienced this with my parents, you can become friends when you grow up. Mm-hmm. You can become friends when it's appropriate to be friends.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be friends.
I agree.
It's completely the wrong approach.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.